Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Brittany. Long time no talk, you guys. It's been a while since I've came back here on YouTube. I think it's been like a couple of months since I made the Blender tutorial on how to create your own CC for Sims 3. So I figured I'd pop back in here and once again give you guys another tutorial, but this time it's on how to convert Sims 4 CC for the Sims 3. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So as you can see here on my computer screen, I have the Sims 4 Studio opened. But to let y'all know first, before you get the Sims 4 Studio, please make sure that you have the Sims 4 base game. The Sims 4 Studio needs the base game in order for it to read the files and also to read package files. If you do not have the Sims 4 base game, then you won't be able to use Sims 4 Studio. So before you continue this video, please go get the base game. The game's always going on sale, so I'm pretty sure you can catch it at a decent price. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So as you can see, this is everything that pops up in Sims 4 Studio. This is all that it's reading that I have from the base game, but you're not gonna like deal with that unless you want to like use it or for whatever reason. What you want to do is you want to go to contents and you want to go down to custom content, and you're going to want to find the package that you want to extract the mesh from. So you should see the package. Sometimes it has a picture, sometimes it doesn't, but you'll know by just reading the name of the package file. Just to let you know first, if you can't find it, that means, it's obviously not in the Sims 4 Studio. So what you need to do is you need to go to Documents, find the Sims 4 Studio file, then put the package that you want to convert into the mods folder, and then jump back into Sims 4 Studio, and it will be there. But anyways, you're going to want to go ahead and click it. And then it's going to pop this up. You could just save it as any package. I always name it fruit because I don't want to keep making the same package over and over again. So just click save. And then here it is right here. This is the mesh that I want to go ahead and extract. FYI, before you convert something, make sure you read the dumb TOUs that say, yeah, you can recolor, you can convert, whatever, because you know how Assembler is, and you don't want to get caught up in that shit. So just make sure it's okay to convert stuff. I chose Leo Sims, so yeah. But anyways, let's see. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna go over here to texture. And what you're going to do is you're going to export the textures that you need. So the first texture that I have here is this sign. And yeah, I don't have to export it because I already saved it. However, I'm going to see if there's any other signs I need to export. Yep, I didn't export these. So I'm going to go ahead and say export. Going to name that 2. Yeah, it pops that up every time. I don't know why they did it like that, but it does that. And I'm going to name this one 3. So just go ahead and save. Alright, cool. Now that you've exported all the textures, you can go ahead and go over to meshes. So, as you can see, it has a high and medium and low mod, just like it does in the Sims 3 Studio. Most people like to extract the highest detail, which is usually 0. I personally would go against that. I would say extract medium. And the reason I say extract medium is because you want it to be like, you basically want it to be able to like run in your game. If you don't have a really good PC or a really good graphics card, then it can put a strain on your graphics card as well as your game. And we already know that Sims 3 wasn't really made CC friendly, which is why we have to, make things packages and then merge the packages in order for the game to run smoothly. So go ahead and keep that in mind. So instead of extracting the highest LOD, even though 2204 is actually not that bad, I'm gonna go with, let's see, do I want medium? Let me check this out. Look at me, I'm being picky. I'm gonna go with actually the low mod. Oh, medium. You know what, I'll go with medium. So I'm gonna go ahead and export it. And I already have it saved, but I'm just gonna go ahead and resave it because I'm pretty sure I exported it as high when I did it the first time. So, alright. Cool. Sweet. Alright, and that's pretty much it for Sims 4 Studio, because that's all you really needed. All you need is your textures and the mesh itself. So now that you're done with that, you can go ahead and click out of that. Quickly, I'm just gonna close that real quick. Okay. Or you're not gonna close. Yeah, quit. And I'm gonna reopen the one that I just had. So reopen ice cream. Alright, and then here's the mesh. It's gonna open up a Blender just like this, but it's fine, it's cool, it's whatever. So as you can see, over here you have three things right here. You have your rig, which is just like, I'm not really sure what it is. I guess it's just like the arrows that have it in the middle. So you really don't need the rig, so you can go ahead and delete that. And then you have your plane, which is gonna be your drop shadow. And then you also have the actual mesh. So in total, let me just get rid of that. In total, it's 2085. So what you can do is you can even lower it more than it already is. The lower the poly count, the faster your game is gonna move. So keep that in mind. Over here, I'm gonna actually go to modifiers, and then I'm gonna actually go to decimate. And the face count is 1770. I'm gonna go to planner, and that's actually gonna take it down to 1057. I like to use planner because it is a little bit more delicate with the mesh, because in my personal opinion, decimate in Blender is nothing but a shredder. So always use planter. It just it gradually takes away some of the faces or the verts or poly count down. So yeah, just use that, and then go ahead and hit apply, and then you can go ahead to edge smooth and hit apply as well. It just kind of makes the mesh like stand out more a little bit. Alright, now that you've done that, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go over here to this side, because that's what we need. But before that, we're gonna go say into edit mode, jump right into edit mode. And now, hold on, let me just make sure this is the right position. Perfect. Hit A, and then here is the actual mesh on this side. So what you want to do is don't mess with anything. Just leave it like that, unless you have a mesh that has two groups and you need that mesh to be one group in order to have, you know, the group for the drop shadow. But since it's only one, I don't have to like move anything. I can just go ahead and go to new image, and I can put the width and the height of the image that I want to. So 1024 is like the standard image size. 2048 is considered HQ. So that way when you get it in game, the image on your mesh is gonna look really high quality. I like to do that with basically like all the stuff I either create myself or, you know, convert. So just go ahead and hit OK. And then what you want to do is you want to come over here to the world. And then as you can see, I have ambient occlusion, environment lighting, and indirect lighting. And then I have my samples up to 15. And what this does is it makes your bake come out a little bit more crisp than usual. Like say if you were just to keep all that stuff out, then Blender would, you know, bake it in a snap. But if you turn this on, then it's gonna take, you know, Blender a little while to bake it because it's making the multiplier, you know, a little bit more high quality than usual. Keep in mind that the higher that you set your samples is the longer it's gonna take to bake. If you set it ridiculously high, then you're either gonna be waiting a really long time, or it's gonna crash your computer or Blender. I did something like that once and it was a huge mistake, so please do not do that. So now that you've done that, go back to the camera, go to ambient occlusion and put the margin down to 2, and then go ahead and hit bake. And it's just gonna take a little while because my samples are up to 15. So, and you're gonna import all of these. So I'm just gonna hit control and then open all of those at once. I guess I should have labeled it, put it in a stack. But anyways, you're gonna go to image. You're gonna put that as the same size as your multiplier, because if it's not, then it's not gonna fit, and it's just gonna look kind of weird, like it's gonna be off when you put it in game. Ooh. And then same with this one. Alright, and now that you got everything good to go, you can go ahead and what I like to do is I kind of like to sharpen everything. Makes it look more detailed. It's just something I like to do. You don't have to do it. And then I think I've already saved these as DDSs. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save the overlays as the DDS. So I'm gonna go to DDS and I'm gonna save it under here. Make sure you have this plugin. I have my graphics card is a NVIDIA. I can never say the word, but it's NVIDIA. So this is how it appears on my computer. I don't know how it will appear on yours if you don't have NVIDIA, but if you do, then you're in luck. Just make sure that it's always on DXT5 and hit save. really is taking a while to bake that. Alright, and then it's just gonna take a while to save. That's why it's spinning. If it just hurries up and save. Alright, finally, that one took a while. Then, let's see, is this the same one? No, it's not. Alright, do the same as well. Make sure you just save it in an area you will remember it's in. It's almost done in Blender. That one's good to go, and then we're going to do the same for this one as well. Save. Bam. Alright, so we got all of our overlays saved, so let's go ahead and switch back over to Blender. And then now that your bake is finished, what you can do is you can go ahead and say save as, and then just say, I'm going to say sign bake. Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead and, extract this. I'm going to name it ice cream sign object. And then since I have a drop shadow, I'm going to save it as groups. Don't save it as obj as objects, because then it's going to save it as one. So you just go ahead and hit export. But real quickly, since I do have a drop shadow, I'm going to show you guys how to give it a shadow. So real quickly, I'm just going to hit exit on that. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open a new image. And this is the drop shadow template. It gives you all the shadows that you need for, like, round objects, square objects, rectangular ones, and such. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say 3, then 1, and 8 all around. Go ahead and edit mode, wireframe, and then there it is right there. Hit A and click this, go to your shadows, DDS, and then this is the square that it's currently using. So you can go to textures to see the shadow, like so. If you press S, if you go in, then it's gonna make the shadow get darker. If you go out, then it makes the shadow smaller. I kind of liked it right about, let's see, kind of being picky, kind of liked it right about there. So there we go. So now I'm just going to go ahead and resave that. Should have did it before, but forgot. Alright, and then you could just tick off white materials, so that way you don't have to worry about it when we get into milkshake. Let's go ahead and export that. Alright. Now we're going to go to milkshake. then we're going to go ahead and click import wavefront objects. And you're going to go ahead and open up your mesh. My meshes, for whatever reason, I accidentally told it to save it as a Marvelous Designer folder. So now they all look like that. Yours won't. So just keep that in mind. Click open, and there it is. Oh my goodness, where did I go? Okay, there we are. Make sure you have select on, and sometimes it's gonna appear black or, you know, have that really weird shiny look on it. So what you're gonna want to do is you want to come over here and say smooth all, and it gets rid of the black on it. And then materials, you have no materials because you told it to not have any materials on it, so you don't have to worry about it. Alright, and now here is the actual sign and the drop shadow. Alright, so this is what you're going to want to do. You can either give this bones or you don't have to. I would recommend giving it bones because bones are pretty important in Sims 3. I guess it tells the game, like, hey, this is what you can do with it, this is what you can't. I'm not really sure. I just know that you should use bones. So anyways, you need a reference object that has bones with it. So if you just go into TSRW 2.0, the old version, and extract the mesh that is assigned bones, then you can use it for the object that you exported. So go into here, import a TSRW object, and then find your reference mesh. So mine is for bones objects because that's what I saved it as. I'm gonna open it, and as you can see, it's this teeny tiny. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! That is tiny. How big is this sign? I don't even know how huge the sign is. I hope it's not that giant. Oh my! I'll probably have to see how big that is. Anyways, for now, I'm just gonna say smooth all. Okay, so this is my reference object. I'm gonna say, yep, and then get rid of this. Hit select, then draw vertices, then the drop down menu, pick this number right here. This is the number for the bones for most objects in game, and then you're gonna click show, and then it should go to 100. Go back to objects, hit select, assign, select, and then assign. Alright, and now the entire object has been colored yellow and given bones. That's usually the bone color for most objects. So you can go ahead and delete your reference mesh. Sweet. So now that we've done that, you want to come over here, hit export, and save it as a TSRW object. This is a plugin that you need for Milkshape. If you do not have it, please do get it, because that is the only way you'll be able to import and export WYSIWYG files for TSRW. You can find it, I'm pretty sure it's like on Blender, not on Blender, I mean it's like somewhere on Mod the Sims. Just, you know, put in Sims 3 TSRW plugin, something like that. Then save it in an area you know you can find it, and I'm gonna say ice cream sign. Hit save. Now that you've done that, we're gonna go ahead and open TSRW. And we'll get back to to that bake in a minute. I just want to like show you guys the rest of the tutorial. So go ahead and click create new project, object, because that's what it is. Hit next, and then decor, and then you want to find something similar to it. Since it's a sign, I'm obviously gonna use, let's see, it's in here somewhere. I know you're in here somewhere. Really? You usually. Where are you? Alright. And then record that. Alright. And then remove everything once again. It. And I'm just going to give this a regular texture. And now I'm going to import all of that stuff I did before. If it doesn't work, then I'll just use the bake that I used or made in Blender. Or better yet, let me just do that now so I don't have to restart over just in case. Desktop, sign bake. Let's see, image. Adjust brightness, contrast. Why does it always do that? That's so annoying. It used to not do that. No, I'll just brighten it up just a little bit. Make sure they're the same. Oops, I really didn't mean to go in there. Alright. Bake. Yes. Multiplier. Okay. Yes. That's what was wrong with it. I actually did need the bake. It really depends. Like, sometimes you can just throw in a flat, multiplier and it will read it because it's covering the whole thing. But other times you will actually need that bake because, it's all lined up with it. So, yeah. So then you just go into this and then the red. Yes. And then you will go to your overlays. And then this is the first sign. So done. Alright. And now what you're going to do is you're going to click all of these and delete all of these because you don't need them, and because it's got the all the old textures from the original mesh. So just go ahead and delete it. Yes. Delete it. Yes. And delete it. Now go to your original one and hit duplicate. So you don't have to, repeat it. It's already got everything that's in there. The only thing that you're going to change is just your overlay. So this one, I often click no, and it just switches it. Almost hit delete. And then perfect. So here's the first one, the second, and the third one. And if you want to do something really fun, as you can see this little light bulb right there, you can either take the texture on that and you can give it like a little light if you want it. So say let's duplicate. Do I want to do that? I don't know. I might not do it. It might be extra work, but you know, you just take the overlay like this, take that little yellow button or the little yellow right there, and then you can like kind of, ooh, I didn't mean to do that. You can kind of like do that with it if you want to, and then it kind of makes it look like it's glowing. So that's just a neat trick, but it's optional. You don't have to do it. So anyways, let's go back to mesh, and then we're gonna go to medium level of detail. Now this is what everybody kind of ignores. They kind of just only you know, put it in high and forget medium and then forget all the other stuff. But you actually do need to put the mesh into medium level, because what happens is if you only have it for high, then what happens is if somebody's playing it on medium or low, then they're gonna see it as this. Or oftentimes what happens is you'll buy the object and for a split second it will like appear like this, like the original mesh, and then it will turn into this into the game, but you're like, why did it just do that? That's like so annoying. So to fix that, make sure you definitely put it in the medium level of detail. So let's go back here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to DirectX Mesh Tool. It's at 1774, and what you're gonna do is you're just gonna lower it just a little bit, just a little bit. So I'm gonna lower it to right about there, and then say smooth. Oh my goodness, no, that killed it. I overdid it. So just kind of like, just lower it a little bit just to bring it down. And how does that look? I don't know, I feel like I'm killing it, like I'm overdoing it. Alright, fine. Right about there. And then hit smooth all. Now that you've done that, if you come back over here to joints, as you can see, your joints have been completely wiped out because you took away some faces or some verts. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna re-import something that has that number again. So delete, or delete this, and then click show, click this, and then reassign it those bones, and then delete that. Then go ahead and export it, and then you can go ahead and save it as MD for medium, and then re-import it back in there. However, I forgot, with the medium you don't necessarily need the drop shadow, so I'm gonna just delete that. And then go ahead and import that in there. Oh my goodness, what did I do? Oh, I forgot to say 0. It's always something. I always forget to do something. It's really annoying. Alright. Should work this time. Alright, imported. Perfect. Alright, perfect. So you lowered the poly count. With this one, it's 30, 22 vertices. The original one is 30, 74. So this one's a little bit higher than the medium. So it's still pretty high in my opinion. I mean, I guess, you know, it really doesn't matter that much for objects, but I try to, you know, make it low as possible, so that way it's just not so unbearable from your computer or your game. But sometimes it's just it's impossible to go super duper low, because what happens is, you know, it starts looking like poo. Like the mesh starts not looking like what it used to be. So just try to, you know, go as low as you can, but if you can't, then that's all you can really do. But alright, now we're gonna go into shadow level, and that's to get rid of that annoying existing shadow that you have on the ground. A lot of times it's really not that important. Most people, well, actually you will notice it. That's if you decide to like put it outside. So since it's a sign and it is gonna be outside, it is going to cast a shadow, so you are going to see that. But any other time, I don't even bother with drop shadows, because they're just not that important to me. But anyways, I am going to go back in here, and I am going to delete that. No, I just put that back. Alright, and I am going to that drop shadow. I'm just gonna override it and put it in there. Import it. You have imported a new mesh, do you? Yeah, sure. Alright, drop shadow. And then same with this one. Last time I said no, the drop shadow appeared way over here, even though my object was right here. And it was kind of weird. I didn't get it. So from now on, I just say yes. But this is what it looks like. Alright. And you have officially, for the very first time, converted CC for The Sims 3. So now all you have left to do is to just go over to projects and rename it. I'm gonna name it as what's it called? Let's see. What was it called? I like to give it the name that it's originally called instead of renaming it something, because it's not my mesh. So I'm just gonna give it that exact name. Alright, and then instead of saying Leo, I'm just gonna say the whole name, Leo Sims. Get rid of that. Ice cream cafe sign. Hit copy, hit save, then go in here, give it a different description if you like. I'm just gonna say converted by Cimarelli. Hit copy to all, save. And then under here, make sure all of these are ticked right here. I like to save it under decor. I save it under sculptures and miscellaneous decor. I'm going to put it in outdoors. And I guess you could put it in kitchen. Normally you see signs outside, so I just leave it in outdoors. Put it in accents, miscellaneous decor. None of these because you don't need it. Automatic rebuy, so that way if the person wants a second one, they could just the game will just, you know, repeat it again for them instead of having to go back in there and rebuy it. I don't need anything in here. Make sure that's ticked. I would say it looks fairly large to me. I'm not sure how big it is, but I'll just put it on large and full rotation, so that way when you get it in the game, you'll be able to do this, because if you don't have it ticked, then it can't rotate, and you can't put it at certain angles if it's not ticked. So yeah, come back here, that, go ahead and export it. Gonna save it in here. Fine, hit save. And hold on, it does this from time to time. All right, it's exported. Come on. All right, perfect. And you are officially done with everything. So you can just close everything out, and yeah, you're done. So all you have to do is make sure you have the Sims 3 multi extractor. So just go in here, pick browse, pick browse in here, or whatever, wherever you extract your packages. Make your own package file and then put it in your mods folder, and it will be good to go. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please forgive me if I'm a little awkward or over the place. I'm still not good at talking to myself or you guys, because I get mad anxiety for no reason. But yeah, anyways, I'm rambling, so take care of you guys. Stay tuned for another tutorial that I will be making. I'm going to show you guys how I make my own personal clothing, even though there's a couple of tutorials on here on how to make clothes. But yeah, stay tuned for that. Bye.